Hey everybody, this episode of Our Kids Play Hockey is brought to you by our title sponsor, NHL Sense Arena. Look, we all want our kids to succeed in hockey, but let's face it, finding training that's both effective and enjoyable can be a real challenge, and not to mention expensive and a total drain on time, especially if you have to drive to the rink, pay a private instructor. There's so many reasons that money gets spent on this game. But that's where NHL Sense Arena steps in. It's a virtual reality training game that brings the rink into your home that takes off-ice training to a new reality. It's designed to improve hockey sense and IQ, something that's lacking majorly in the game today for both players and goalies. And you get unlimited access to over 100 drills and training plans from top coaches and players that can be played anytime, anywhere, with drills approved by USA Hockey player and goalie development directors. Look, improving mental hockey skills at home has really never been more fun, and any hockey player that uses this is going to have a blast. All right. I've used this before on my own, and it feels like you're so immersed in an arena, you sometimes forget you have a headset on. And again, it's not being on the ice, but it allows you to work on some of these skill sets like scanning, as I said before, hockey IQ, looking around the rink, making the right plays, that getting those repetitions in now as a hockey player are super important for your development. So NHL Sense Arena is giving all the listeners an exclusive offer for $50 off an annual plan when you use our code Hockey Never Stops at checkout. Again, that's Hockey Never Stops. All you got to do is go to hockey.sensearena.com. Again, that's hockey.sensearena.com. Use the code Hockey Never Stops, and you'll save $50 on your annual plan of NHL Sense Arena. Make sure to check that out and enjoy this episode of Our Kids Play Hockey. Hello, hockey skaters and goalies around the world, and welcome to another edition of The Ride to the Rink. I'm here with Mike Bonelli today. Today, we're going to be talking about how to create a pro-level hockey equipment routine for every single ice touch, something we all need to think about. Mike, take it away.
Yeah, so we do so much to get ready for our games. You know, we do all the training. We go to practices. We know what our schedule is going to look like. We make sure we have a ride. And I think one of the things we look at as youth players is, well, number one, if mom and dad aren't packing your bag, we should get into the position of packing our own bag, being prepared, and proactively thinking about where we're going to be as we go down the road. So I'd like to just go over when we get into our house and we're in our home and we're preparing for practice and we put everything in the bag, there's a couple of things we need to prepare for before we get to the rink. So some of the big things, right, is, all of us want to have, some sort of a Howie's hockey bag, some type of an equipment bag that has everything in there that you're going to need. Don't be the guy and girl that's stealing tape from everybody else's bag. Make sure you have a couple of rolls of tape in there. Make sure you have a pair of scissors in there if you like to tape your stick with the cool little nice neat ends. Make sure, if you're a butt ends guys, make sure you have an extra butt ends. Make sure you have a green biscuit or something in your bag if you like to be preparing for stick handling before. All that fits into your, little hockey bag. And that's crucial because you don't want to depend on somebody else. Most of us don't have full-time trainers at the youth level. And it just gives you a really good opportunity to be prepared that way. A couple other things before you leave for practice. And usually what I like to recommend to my guys is after practice. When your next practice is, when your next game is. Make sure your skates are sharp. If you're a elite hockey player, a AAA hockey player, a travel hockey player, you're probably going to have at least 2 sets of steel anyway. Make sure they're both level. Make sure they're both free of nicks. Make sure they're ready to go. So those skates being sharp is going to be key. Don't wait until you get to the rink and then depend on some teenager to sharpen your skates in the back room. The other thing you want to be able to do too is make sure your laces are in good shape. I can't tell you how many times I've seen kids preparing for games and their laces snap right, and or on the bench, and you're just stuck there. Even if you have laces in your bag, just look, make sure they're not frayed, make sure they're not ripped, make sure they're in great shape. It's going to give you, it's going to give you a lot of ease of mind that my laces are tight and they're ready to go. A couple of things really that I would look for in any youth player. Mom and dad can help with this for sure, but tighten all the screws on your helmet. Make sure the clips work. They're there for a reason. Make sure that the back clips work. Sometimes officials won't let you play if you don't have a chin strap. So if you're one of those players that says, the chin strap's not working, you've got to make sure it's fixed, because there are definitely plenty of officials out there that are going to make sure you got to get off the ice and make sure you have your chin strap properly on. Same thing with mouth guards. Make sure you have your mouth guards clean. It's in your bag and it's ready to use. And I think overall, I would just recommend that our players and when you're going to the rink, make sure you think about the three things you need for practice, right? And games. You need your pre-workout gear, shorts, t-shirts, sneakers, clean socks, please, right? You need your in-game workout gear, which is going to be your undergarments, your duster, neck guard and quick change, dry fit gear. And then you're going to need your post gear, right? Nobody wants to get in the car in wet post-practice gear. So make sure you have your pre-practice warm-up stuff, your in-game and practice wear, and finally, just make sure you have something dry and clean when you get in the car. Mom and dad will be so happy for you, and you'll feel a lot more comfortable on the trip home. So hopefully you can take all those pieces, pack your bag properly, and just be prepared when you get to the rink.
And Mike, one quick add-on for me is just don't wait to the last second, pick up your bag and throw it in the car. I think doing this right can take from 5 to 10 minutes if you want to do it properly. And, even I always say to my kids, get dressed in the bag, skates, shin guards, pants, elbow pads, shoulder pads, helmet, make sure your gloves, make sure you have everything you're supposed to have. But yeah, I think the top players, they don't wait till the last minute. This becomes part of their game day ritual and they take care of their stuff, and, the prepared player wins.
Yeah. Make it part of your routine.
So that's going to do it for this edition of The Ride to the Rink. You can listen to all these episodes on our main channel, Our Kids Play Hockey, or at ourkidsplayhockey.com. Mike, thanks so much for these tips today. It was a fantastic one.
Use them.
We'll see you next time on The Ride to the Rink.